This is a photo of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb. Imagine if someone stole all the notes for his biggest invention. Well, that's exactly what happened. And today, we're gonna tell you how. In the early days of World War II, things were not looking good for the Allies. Hitler was rising to power in Europe and Japan was waging war in Asia. In 1939, however, everything changed when the Allies won a decisive victory. No, not the Battle of Britain, nor the invasion of Poland, but a secret battle that changed the world forever. It was the race to build the atomic bomb. The United States and Britain joined forces with Canada, France, India, and China in a top-secret project called the Manhattan Project. Scientists from all over the world came together to build the deadliest weapon ever created, and among them was a brilliant German scientist named Klaus Fuchs, a refugee living in Britain. Fuchs was brought to America to work in Los Alamos under Oberthuer. There he made friends with many of the scientists, including some of the most brilliant minds of the 20th century. Some would say that he was the smartest of them all. He was respected by all and his work was flawless, so no one noticed that Fuchs was leading a double life. By day, he was a brilliant scientist. By night, he was a spy, undercover. Fuchs left Los Alamos at every opportunity to meet with his Soviet handlers. He passed on sensitive information about the project, including the number of scientists working on it and their areas of expertise. But his greatest betrayal was yet to come. Just weeks before the first atomic bombs were tested, Fuchs slipped through the security net one last time. He photographed hundreds of pages of top-secret documents detailing the construction and design of the atomic bomb. Then he slipped back across the border into Mexico. There he handed the documents over to the Soviets and made his way back to New York. His job was done. The damage was done. In the summer of 1945, the United States successfully tested the first atomic bomb. 3 months later, they used it against Japan. But while the US and its allies were celebrating, the Soviets were making their own preparations, thanks to Fuchs's intelligence. The Soviet Union now knew how to build the atomic bomb. But the question is, why did they want to? The development of nuclear weapons changed the world forever. It ushered in the atomic age and marked the beginning of the Cold War. For decades, the United States and Soviet Union would maintain a balance of terror, keeping each other in check with the threat of mutual destruction. But the Soviet Union never needed the weapons they developed during the Cold War. They already had them. And that's thanks to Klaus Fuchs, the man who sold the bomb. Fuchs's betrayal shocked the scientific community. It was hard to believe that someone would risk the safety of their country for personal gain. As it turned out, Fuchs wasn't working alone. He was part of a ring of Soviet spies operating in the United States. But he was the only one who had access to the inner workings of the Manhattan Project. So he was the key to ending the American monopoly on nuclear weapons. But why did he do it? We may never know for sure. But historians believe it had something to do with Fuchs's political beliefs. He was a member of the Communist Party USA and he felt that the Soviet Union was in a just war against the capitalist West. Or maybe he was simply a man out of place. He was a German scientist working in an American lab surrounded by British colleagues. Maybe he just wanted to go home. Whatever his motivation, Fuchs's actions had far-reaching consequences. After his arrest, Fuchs became a celebrity in the Soviet Union. He was paraded around the country as a hero and given a lavish apartment and all the luxuries he could want. But his freedom came at a price. He was a traitor to the United States and Britain, and he knew it. He lived the rest of his life in fear of reprisal, always looking over his shoulder, always wondering when the Americans would catch up to him. In 1988, Fuchs was finally allowed to visit East Germany to see his ailing mother, but he was closely watched by American and West German intelligence agents. They knew that he had a lot of secrets and they didn't want him sharing them with the wrong people. Fuchs died 3 years later at the age of 64. He was buried in a small cemetery in East Berlin. What do you think of Klaus Fuchs? Was he a hero or a villain? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.